Hey y'all, how are you doing? This is day number 5 for me, y'all. I was so consistent. I did a live every single day this week. I made it. It is before 12 o'clock, so I'm super excited about that. Just to let y'all know, my goal was to be consistent and do a live every day. So I'm excited that I actually did that. So if you do not know and you're catching this on the replay, my name is Tiffany Hicks and I am the CEO of VRE Training Solutions. So I started out this week with really talking to nonprofit owners about some of the things that they need to do, because I said I have all this nonprofit information and I literally want to dump it because I have made a decision that I am no longer going to do nonprofit work. Like, I've decided that I'm no longer going to do nonprofit paperwork and stuff like that. And so I am going to transition and take that particular service off of what it is that I do at my company. But before I did that, I wanted to share some information with people. So today, I don't know how many items I have. I'm going to count them down for y'all. But today, what I wanted to talk about is boards. So the reason why I chose to talk about nonprofit leadership and boards is because whenever I have to consult a nonprofit, the truth of the matter is their biggest problem is always their boards. I have had so many clients that have had multiple boards. They've had boards where they have board members who do not participate. They get very frustrated. So I kind of just wanted to talk about some of the things that you should look for when you are building a board for your nonprofit. So y'all got to wait a second because the mic is on, but I got to start recording. So, all right, so what are some items that you should look for as the leader of a nonprofit when you are building a board? The first thing that you want to consider is, do not put your family members and your friends on your board. That is not the look. I understand that a lot of times we do that because we need to find board members before we get ready to file our paperwork. But the truth of the matter is that you should go out and find people who are enthusiastic about being on your board. And you also need to find people who literally believe in your mission, not people that are doing it for you because you are the nonprofit leader and because they want to support you. That's not a good enough reason to put someone on your board. The real thing that you want to do, you want to think about it like this. If you had a Fortune 500 company, would you put your family members on your board? Are your family members or are your friends worthy of being on the board of a for-profit? Are they going to put the effort in that needs to be put in order for your nonprofit to be successful? So the goal for a nonprofit leader is to make sure that they are putting people on their board that can be functional. You need people on the board that are actually going to do work, right? So let's talk about the kind of work that you need someone on your board to do. I tell people all the time, and I've said this multiple times, you need people who are going to be able to go out and get people to write checks, period. The people on your board should be people that have influence. So you want to pick people who are already an influence in the community. Maybe they have some really good church ties. Maybe they are the member of associations, maybe even a Greek organization. Maybe they are active in being an alumni for the school that they graduated from. There could be all kinds of people that you can select. But I always tell people, you really should have an application. You should have people apply to be on your board. You should do interviews, and you really should find out, number one, what do they bring to the board? What influence do they have? How can they help you raise money? And are they good at strategizing, right? That is super important. And you should put questions like that in your application, and you should interview people, and you really should not do that alone. You should have a team of people that can help you with interviewing people who desire to be on the board. And here's why. Number one, I mentioned they do need to have a circle of influence because they need to be able to go out and evangelize your mission, and they also need to be able to help you with raising funds. They also should be committed to some sweat equity in that. It is nothing wrong with you asking your board members to donate to the organization. Matter of fact, there are plenty of boards that have a minimum that board members are responsible for. You should go do some research. To be honest with you, if you're going to start a nonprofit, my suggestion is go join a board yourself of a nonprofit. Go find out how a successful nonprofit runs their board, how they raise money, and you will find, and how they strategize. And you will find that there are a lot of boards out here that they actually have a minimum. In order for you to be on the board, you are responsible for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 annually. Right? Now, does that mean that as you want your board members to physically write you a check? Well, if they can, that's great, right? Because they can help you with funding your nonprofit. But if they're not able to, you want board members who are able to go out and raise whatever amount you set. And that's very important because keep in mind, most grassroots nonprofits, their problem is funding. So if you start with 3 to 5 or 7 or however many people you choose to put on your board, I suggest an odd number. Whoever those people are, what you want to do is you want to make sure that those people have the ability to raise funds. That's very important. The other thing that you want to consider is they could do fundraisers for you to reach whatever the amount is or the goal is that you set. So imagine this. Imagine that you put people who are enthusiastic about the cause on your board. And then imagine if those enthusiastic people that you put on your board actually have the ability to raise a set amount that you set. So let's say that you choose 5 people to be on your board and you expect each one of those people to fund the organization $5,000, right? The great part is if you have a board member that can write a $5,000 check, awesome. But what if they can't? What if they could write a $2,000 check and then fundraise the other $3,000? What would that look like? Right? What if they can't give you the $5,000 at all, but they have a circle of influence and they have people that they can go to and talk to about your mission and they can help you raise funds? Right? That is so important. Having a working board is very much about your leadership. It is about who you choose. It is about how you put a team together that can synergize. And the most important thing that I've learned is when you make your friends and your family members people and you put them on your board, they might not be as serious about your cause as you are. So the other thing that you want to do, you need a diverse board. It doesn't matter what your mission is, you really need a diverse board because you need people from across a spectrum to be able to come in and help you with raising funds. And let's be real, people give to people that look like them. So you want to consider, what mission do you have? Who is your target audience? Who are you offering programming and services to? Who cares about that specific mission? And then who is willing to go out into the community and help you raise funds? I have said this before I think I was on a podcast. And I said, every person has a friend that people like to give gifts to. Like every friend, like most friends have a female friend that people give them purses and clothes and money, right? You need one of those people on your board. You need people who naturally are influential in that way, but they also naturally, people want to gift them things, because those people will be so fundamental in your journey as a nonprofit leader. So, first thing you want to do as a nonprofit leader is you want to make sure that you are having people apply to be on your board, because you really need to sit and talk and find out why do they want to be on your board, what it is that they can offer to you. You need to find out if they have a circle of influence where they can help you with fundraising. And then also you need to find out whether or not those people or the people that you choose have the ability to help you with strategy. Because what your board is responsible for, they are responsible for governance and fiduciary responsibility, which simply means that they are responsible for making sure that, one, they help you strategize and help you raise funds. Two, they are responsible for making sure that you use the funds for whatever your set mission and vision is. And then three, they are also responsible for making sure that you make the best decisions possible for the nonprofit so that you run programming that is impactful, right? So that is super important. You do need a president on your board. You need a secretary on your board. I always suggest that people have a treasurer. You also want to make sure that you have people that don't necessarily have a specific title, but they are board members. And it's very important that you choose people who know how to bring structure to your organization. It is important that you choose people that can have difficult conversations. It is also very important that you choose people that understand that your nonprofit is a business. It's just a nonprofit business. It's a business that when people donate money, the money goes into programming and you help have impact in your community. So why am I saying that? You have to, as a nonprofit leader, understand that it is very important that you choose people that can come into your organization that have the ability to help you run the organization as a business, because that is super important. So, we've talked about you should have people apply to become a board member. They need to have a circle of influence in order to help you with raising funds. They need to be able to help you operate a business. So they need to help you with structure. And then another thing that is very, very important is you want to make sure that the people that are on your board can help you with bringing other like-minded people into the organization for volunteerism, maybe to help you with programming, whatever it is. You want to make sure that the people on your board are connected, because that is so important. They need to be connected. They need to know how to build relationships. And then most importantly, they need to be able to have influence to get people to write checks. So, hopefully that was useful. I wanted to share that because there's a lot of people that have nonprofits and they're struggling with getting their board together. They have some people who are being ineffective, and essentially that is causing the organization to be stagnant. But the reason is because you haven't built the right board. So one of the things that I do consult people on, I consult people on how to build their board. I also consult people on where to go to find the best board members and how to put a process together where you can get a working board that is effective, that will help you with increasing visibility of your organization, and then also help you with raising funds for your organization. So again, I am Tiffany Hicks, the CEO of VRE Training Solutions. And if you need some help with building a board, or if you need someone to talk to about what are some steps that you can take, hit me in my DM, and then we can schedule a discovery call and we can have a discussion. So I am excited that I wrapped up this week. This is my final live for the week, because I said I'm going to do them every weekday, Monday through Friday. My goal is going to be to start doing them earlier because I am noticing that as it gets later in the day, I'll be tired, y'all. But I am so proud of myself for exercising some consistency today. All right. So again, I am Tiffany Hicks, the CEO of VRE Training Solutions. And thank you very much if you're catching this on the replay. If you enjoyed this, drop a thing and tell me, like, what's one gem that you picked up? What did I tell you that might stick with you or that may help you with growing your organization? So until next week, bye.